Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I know I'm late to the party, but today let's talk about The Joker, starring Joaquin Phoenix. The filmmakers, and especially Todd Phillips, really had a point about mental instability, and I think they made it very clear. It's not something that gets shown very often, but it's a subject that deserves a lot more visibility and conversation. We really need to take a hard look at how we, both individually and as a society, treat others, or those not like ourselves. One single different decision by almost any character of significance in this movie could have severely changed the outcome. And as his own therapist puts it,
They don't give a shit about people like you, Arthur.
the city prides itself on its wealthy few, but the real power lies in its under-recognized population. It's made clear early on that the divide between the haves and the have-nots is so great that not even extreme acts of violence elicit the same reaction from both sides.
Fuck him. I think the guy that did it is a hero. 3 less pricks in Gotham City.
The city's descent into madness is not only predictable, it's unfortunately inevitable. In Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight, the Joker says,
See, madness, as you know, is like gravity. All it takes is a little push.
On screen, it may look like the Joker's actions are the push that leads the city into madness, but I think it's the opposite. I'd argue that the push happened long before our story even began. It wasn't the men on the subway or the kids in the beginning of the movie. It wasn't even what Wayne may have done to Penny before Arthur was even born. No, the real push happened with enough time for those attitudes and actions to become commonplace and ingrained in Gotham society. This movie's Joker may be viewed as giving the city its push into chaos, but to me, he's the result of that push. And that brings me to the single point that sets this movie's Joker apart from every other depiction. He is not the villain in this story, quite the opposite. He's the victim. A victim of personal injustices perpetrated by individual characters throughout the movie. A victim of the system's disregard for mental health and its associated treatment and services. But most importantly, he's a victim of the trauma induced by the aforementioned situations. The Joker may be the bad guy, and he is undoubtedly a criminal, but let's talk about Arthur Fleck for a minute. Arthur brought the wealthy's mistreatment of its underclass to the forefront of public conversation and sparked a revolution that will forever change the city. Whatever happens next, Gotham City and its residents have no choice but to reevaluate their actions and consequences. Change has to come, because now everybody fully realizes what the status quo leads to. And because of that one point, in Todd Phillips' particular universe, Arthur Fleck is in fact the hero.